Tyler Saunders seeing? What's current? All right, still on my flat Earth. You know, the nonsense. Hold on. Uh, get off of this. Still on the flat Earth nonsense. Little bit a news item from a few weeks ago said there's going to be a reality show that will pay cash if players can convince experts the Earth is flat. Now I have a little bit of contention with this because it's going to make people look like idiots. They're going to make them look like fools because there's no way that they can prove that the Earth is flat. Okay, and they have a panel of scientists and for some reason theologians. And I explained that in the last episode about people that are of the faith that claim that the Earth is round as well, despite the different lines in the Bible that aren't certain or aren't specific, but they allude to the idea that the Earth is round. So we have to figure that out as well. So launching right into it. It's supposed to be on a streaming service called The Network. This is the first time I've ever heard of The Network. Currently, it has 2 programs. One with John Leguizamo. The other with let me see here. Sure. Chivalry, created, written, and produced and by star Steve Coogan and Sarah Salamani, and Chivalry. So it's a new project. It's a new front. Pretty much it doesn't have too many programs on it, but this flat Earth one, this could be their calling card. This could be their their bread and butter, a reality TV series. They don't have to pay too much money to on-screen talent. They get the most of the money, the bulk of it, through advertising. So that's what's weird when they say something's free. Technically, it's not free. It has to be brought, before the idea of advertising. It has to be of ads, of commercials. It's not technically free. You're paying for that time that is being aired through those commercials. So we're gonna dive into this idea of a panel of actual experts, and the hater just called me on the phone. He was about to get some breakfast, and he just said, you need some words up on the screen. You need to have like the article up. I would love that. I don't even want to show. I can show my face. I don't mind showing my face. I'm not gonna cower away from showing my face, but I could be like the late great Simple the P. He showed the outside, sun up to sundown, snow, rain, whatever the case may be outside the window, and just talked. Sat back, probably had something good to smoke, something to drink. Maybe he didn't. I'm not sure. I can't remember if he was a smoker or a drinker, but he could have. But he just had a visual of the outside in Canada. So I might want to do that. I might want to consider doing that. So I think with this it's going to be called Flat Earthers. That's going to be the name of this hybrid competition / docu-series debuting on the free ad-supported streaming app, The Network. So it's a hybrid, they say, but it's really not just it's really just a reality show. Like they're trying to be cute. It's a game show and a reality show mixed together. A competition docu-series. Like they're trying to make it more than what it is, trying to make it more than it is. But Flat Earthers, I don't think it's gonna fall flat. I don't think I think it could be something interesting to see. Sad to see people are gonna be scared. They're gonna be given $50,000 to find as many ways as they can to debunk, quote unquote, the globular or spherical Earth evidence. I mean, I'm not going to say theory. It's evidence. It's clear. We have too much evidence. There's so much. There's 2,500 years of evidence. You know, so let me see. 50. It's something that is It says Flat Earthers is described as part docuseries, part competition show, reality show, game show. Come on, let's just be real. Let's not, pussyfoot around. It will follow the 5 families who each genuinely believe the Earth is flat. But rather than just document their exploits, the families will each be given $50,000 worth of resources for research and will ultimately present their findings to a panel of scientists, theologians, and cartographers. I get the scientists and the cartographers, but the theologians still kind of, rub me the wrong way. Like I said yesterday, there was I don't know if he was a pastor or a preacher or something like that, but he was of the cloth. I think he was of the under the umbrella of Christianity, and he was for the earth being round. But why do you have to have them? Because they're going to, I mean, in a sense, scientists too. Sir, you have to be specific with your scientists, and that's all you really need. And maybe cartographers, and they're technically scientists in a way. They use the science of map making. So, I mean, like I've said this previously, like scientists could believe in anything. They can believe in, global warming and things like that. Or if there is such thing as global warming, they blame it on the fossil fuels, which is completely irrational. For people that are supposed to be at the vanguard for reason, supposed to be beacons of rationality, that's just a great fallacy. To blame fossil fuels. Every graph that is about human progress, human creation, human productiveness, human life, have all looked like hockey sticks. They all go like this. Right? They all go like that. It's like down, down, and then whoop, it just shoots up. Everything shoots up. Life expectancy, standard of life, quality of life, all shoot up because of fossil fuels. That's not a coincidence. It's not. Oh well, it just happened to be that way. No, it's more than that. It's an actual reason. It's the cause and effect. Because, they had whale oil, and then they're like, all right, we don't need whale oil. We use this stuff, this inky black sticky stuff that people were just never mind, never could understand what it was for. And then they had the idea of saying how they were especially for bringing in oil. They actually had a way to synthesize it, and they had a way of creating an industry around it. That's just so amazing. And salute to you, Anthony C. I respect the Run DMC reference. This is like their black hat. I don't have the black T-shirt, but I don't have the black gold chains, but I have the gold chain, gold tie. So that's close enough. Rev Run, yes. Thank you for the trolling. Thank you. Appreciate the trolling. You are liking my show. You are watching my show. You're telling at least 10,000 people about my show. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I'm going to continue going. I have 4 people in here with 1 like. I'm feeling myself. Pause. My God, do your thing, my God. Yes, I appreciate it, Anthony C. That's what I said. Thank you, sir. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. You could be another subscriber if you like, if you don't mind. If it just moves you to just click over a few places. It'll take you less than 3 seconds to just subscribe. All right. So you can do that. What is YW? I don't know what YW is. Oh, I am. Okay, cool. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so getting back to the flat earther reality show. I'm just gonna call it a reality show because that's exactly what it's gonna be. Talking about a contest slash docu-series, and then have theologians and some scientists. I want to see rational, objective, if they're not objectivist, but completely objective scientists. Scientists that aren't worried about the global warming. That's what I'm talking about. Because people put so much emphasis on it from people that are not scientists, like Greta Thunberg, but who made a big splash and made a lot of noise. But she didn't have, she has nothing to back up her claims. She could positively show how oil has raised the standard of living for billions of people around the world over the last 250 years of heavy industry, coal, natural gas, and oil, all fossil fuels, and even nuclear power, even though it's not a fossil fuel, but nuclear power as well should be included. It's kind of like an asterisk almost, with fossil fuels. It's like it's not really a fossil fuel, but it provides the same amount of comfort and power to millions, if not billions, of people. So that's what I was gonna get at. I was just gonna say how $50,000. What is $50,000 gonna get them? If they had $100,000, if they had $1 million, if they had $10 billion, they would not be able to prove that the Earth is flat. They would not be able to do it. There's no way they could possibly do it. So this show is going to be, a laughing stock, which is sad. 5 families are going to be, eviscerated essentially, and I think it's going to be, hopefully, it's going to be like one of the first YouTube videos I saw. They had, on one side flat earthers, and on the other side they had scientists, and they just said, they would stand in the background, and then there would be a question from one of the people that put in a query on Google or something like that. And it'd be like, what do you think is the main problem behind, or I don't know the exact questions because the way they phrased them was different, but they showed the idea of being together and respecting each other, and they weren't like fighting, and they're acting with chivalry, they're acting with civility. So I do appreciate that, and I want this show at least to be on that kind of accord. At least on that kind of accord. At least on that kind of that bearing, that understanding. That's what I want to see. I really want to see that happen, because this is a non-debate. There's nothing to debate. There's nothing to debate. What are you debating? What is there to ridicule? What is there to inspect? There's so much fact. There's so many facts out there in the world today, and have been for years. So we have to at least show that fact. We have to at least show that as a reality. Excuse me. We have to show that as the truth. And rational scientists, no theologians, and maybe cartographers. I mean, do we need cartographers? I think we mapped out the world already. I mean, do we need cartographers to say that the Earth is round? It's kind of goofy, but that's the world we live in now. That's where we are. That's what Ayn Rand called the vacuum of our age. I think she said the moral vacuum of our age. It's like we're completely we succumb to fallacies and saying things, and it's like I said, it's kind of healthy in a shape, in a way, in a form, because the government has lied to us before. People, government officials have lied to us in the past, have covered up things, have said things are not what they are, or said what things they are what they're not. And there's a shred of understanding there. But one agency, especially NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, they're pretty much on code. They're not in the business of making anything up. There have been too many ways of men who have died in training accidents, and there are people that have died, in actual launches and reentries to the Earth. Columbia and Challenger. I think Challenger and Columbia in respect. But that's what it is. That's what the whole idea is. That's what it's all about. That's, like Bill Nye the Science Guy said, the amount of paperwork to just send, or the amount of files, if they're not physical paperwork, but the amount of files on a hard drive or somewhere like that, it would take, it takes months, or maybe even a year to just launch one person into space. It's a lot to do. So they would have to waste their time creating all these different fake scenarios that don't go anywhere, that don't correspond to reality. It would just be a big mess. So I doubt highly that NASA is covering up anything, that the lunar landing was fake or anything like that. Highly, highly doubt it. I don't condone it. I don't support it. It's complete nonsense. Buzz Aldrin, don't say it around him. He's in his 90s, I think, now, and he'll still, clock you a good one, like he did back in, I think, 2005, 2006, or even before. It might have been 2002 or something like that. I'm going to my notes now. Buzz Aldrin is this many years. 94. He's 94 years old. I think he's still cognizant. I think he's still aware. His other people that were with him, Michael Collins and Neil Armstrong, have since passed. He's the only one still kicking. He was the second man on the moon. Let me see. Okay, so, I'm looking for one. Buzz Aldrin fought this guy. He smacked him, or he punched him, or something like that. Punch. This is when he was 72. This is going back. He punched a moon landing conspiracy theorist in the face. You're a coward and a liar, and I guess he was gonna say a nigger. I don't know, but he called Cyber the instigator. Cyber tried to press assault charges against Aldrin, but he failed. And that's just to serve him right. I mean, that's all he had to do was punch him in the face. And I agree with that. I'm not someone for initiation of physical force, but that he initiated force against Buzz Aldrin in that way, because he was the instigator. He tried to start something. You want to be starting something. Yeah, so got 4 people in here, got 1 like. Let's go. Come on, bring it up. Okay, 2 people in here, got 1 like. Let's go, at least 2 likes. Come on. Let's keep it moving. But I do want to see this series. I want to see what it's going to be like. I want to see everything that it has to offer. So the cash prize was not disclosed. It's probably not going to be as much. It may be 100,000, something like that, because they're giving them 50,000. So it's probably not going to be as much, as that. worth of resources for research and will ultimately present their findings to a panel of scientists, theologians, and cartographers. Like, that is just amazing to me. How is that even possible? How is that even truthful? Battle Valentino, hey, how you doing, girl? Salute to you. Wait, what do they call them? Danish marks? I'm waiting for your Danish marks. Translate those to US dollars. If you just translate those to US dollars, we'll be in good standing. But make sure you hit that like button if you can't, do the Danish marks. I appreciate it. So, this whole idea is just I've been doing this for the past few days, and it just never fails me. Never fails me to understand how people actually believe that the earth is flat. And like I said, it's not just faithful people. It's not just people of the cloth. They believe the earth is round too, but what reason? Well, God made the earth round. See? But the flat earther thing is so goofy because nobody says flat moon, nobody says flat sun, nobody says flat Mercury, Venus, Mars, and the other planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune. Let me see if I can do it. My very eager mother just served us nachos. Let's see. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune. Okay. Used to be Pluto. It used to be 9 pizzas, which didn't really make that much sense in the first place, but it still corresponded. But why are we here? How do we get here? How do we get to this level of bringing in the idea of whole just bullshit? Like, I'm just gonna say it's just bullshit. But there's people that are ardent and furious and angry even, saying that there has to be a flat earth. Like, how in the world do people live with themselves? How do people even live with themselves? That's the question I want to know. It says there may not be a winner, quote unquote, of the series. We'll bet against it. But the idea is to highlight the growing subset of Americans who believe the earth is flat. There's a growing subset of Americans. Okay? Americans. We're supposed to be the bastion for reason and individualism and capitalism, which we have nothing like that in today's politics. There's very little, if any, reason, individualism or capitalism. In today, in America now, they say, quote, as we continue to deliver audience-free premium content, we are excited to announce this daring and genre-breaking docuseries. A docuseries. Adam Rappaport, creator of the network, said in a statement, the flat earth phenomenon continues to grow on a global level. Flat earthers, quote unquote, will provide a fascinating view into the psyche of the human condition and what drives belief systems worldwide. No, they just want to cash in off people's, stupidity or, inability to look at facts and reason and truth. That's what they want to do. They just want to cash in off of that. That's not anything new, obviously. We've seen this before. They don't do too many, scientific-based shows or, rationality-based shows or things of that nature that make you think and can bring you to truth, bring you to reality. They just have, this docu-series, quote-unquote, that extend beyond that. Okay, take your time, Bella. Take your time, girl. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. But in the meantime, tell somebody about me. Tell 3 people, but don't tell 4 people. Like, there's this goofy nigga with the black shirt and a gold tie and a black hat. I don't know what he's talking about, but he seems like he knows what he's talking about. He says what he knows what he's saying. So what we have to do here with this whole effect of people that have put to thought, reality, the idea of a flat earth. How does that happen? How do you go from being an infant? You're an infant, and then you're in your 30s. Infant to 30s, what happened? Or 30s to 60s, or 60s to 90s. Something happened. You had some kind of awakening, or sleeping, really. You slept on some kind of ideas. And it just went backwards. It just went all downhill from there. And you started saying, you know what? Maybe the earth is flat. I'm walking on flat ground. I can see up in the air. Maybe that's the dome over the earth. But what about when they show like a table? They show like this table with this with a dome around it. But what happens when you go outside the dome? Why doesn't the earth during certain eclipses, why doesn't it look like a dime or some kind of flat disc instead of a circle, a ball? Doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna fight to the death of me. Earth is round. I mean, I shouldn't have to fight. It should just be self-evident. It should be like the first clue, first thing that comes to mind. The earth is round. There's no evidence. There's no way that you can prove it against and say, you know what? The earth is flat. Yeah. But with what? With what can you do? I have one question. Yes, and it's a weekday, and you gotta pay. Weekday, pay. Weekend, free then. But you gotta pay up. The sun. That's cute. Is Earth a dome? That's your question. My friends love your show. That's because I'm a goofy ass nigga that knows what he's doing. And what are your friends? How many friends do you have? Have they all subscribed? Has everybody subscribed to the show? Have you donated at least $100 to the show yet? I told them about it. If I told them about it, they subscribed. Okay, good to go. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yes, 2 people. I'm sure that I think I know exactly what you're talking about. It was at 83, then it went to 85. And now it's at 87. Last time I checked. Could be different now. But so that's the reality of unreality. It's so strange. It's so weird. It's such a strange and goofy, creepy. I think it's kind of creepy. It's kind of scary. It's a little scary. Okay, he said, Earth might be a dome. Okay, prove it. You put out your position. You posited that. Now explain. How is it a dome? How could it be a dome? You said might. Might it be a dome? Please provide evidence, facts, proof. I would love to hear that, the son of the sun. and you have a celestial name, like the first part of my name, Sky. I have a ethereal name, I guess you can say. Earth might be a dome. Very, very curious about that one, sir. Very curious about that. You gotta be very careful with that. Very careful. So, son, is the theory that the ocean is the only way to exit the planet? You ever heard of rocket ships? We've been launching them in satellites. You know, satellite. You know, the moon is a natural satellite, but we have artificial satellites in orbit for the past going on 60, 70 years. What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about? What are you saying? And I'm glad you corrected yourself. I like the grammar. I like when you use grammar correctly. I had the facts, I have no facts, just speculation from the things we've seen online. And that's the scary part. You have to have a mind for reason, for thinking, not just conjecture, not just for, what feels right, what kind of feels okay, what is okay, what might work. You got to have a mind for all of this. You have to have your reasoning, your faculty of thought for all of this. You can't just go by what you believe. Oh, you believe in the moon landing? Of course. I don't believe in the moon landing. I totally understand and agree that it happened. Not just a belief. It's not a belief. It's conviction. I'm convinced that there was a lunar landing. Of course. I was just talking about this earlier. NASA, it would take too much. I mean, even if they try to fake something, it would take too much paperwork. At the time of the lunar landing, they didn't have too many computers. But, at the time of lunar landing in 1969, it would have taken reams of paper just to say, for Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong and Michael Collins to go on this trip to the moon. Just to fake it, just to have it in a Hollywood basement somewhere and, set up, the flag on a sound stage or something like that. That would just be completely irrational. Completely irrational. That's horrific to me. And like I said, Buzz Aldrin punched a guy in the face. It was a conspiracy theorist. He wasn't really a conspiracist, really, not even conspiracy theorist. There's a vestige of truth sometimes in conspiracy theories. A conspiracist is someone who has no evidence, no proof, not a shred of idea about a certain topic or a discussion. So the real question is, are you convinced that there was a lunar landing the way of the sun? Are you convinced? I get to ask the questions, and you can answer if you like, but I get to ask the questions and expect that you answer. But I'm not going to answer unless you give up $5. You give up $5, then we're good. You can ask as many questions as you like. It's a business. This is all business. I'm hurting. No, I'm not. I'm not hurting, but it's nice to have a little bit of change in your pocket off of ideas that you just put out. Like I said, I kind of rolled out of bed, looked at the phone. I put in new story for the comment community section for the hater. Hater called me on the phone. We talk business like we always do. And it's real succinct, real short. You gotta do this, you gotta do this, make sure you're doing this. Don't do that, and you'll be fine. You all right? All right, okay, we're good. Great. All right. Yes, sir. It's real simple to the point. But it's very trying. it's sincerely trying, to the patients. It's weird because this contestant slash docu-series, or a reality show slash, you know a reality show, essentially just a reality show, you know game show slash reality show. That's what it really is. um that's why I think it's on a streaming service, because I think it was on, network TV, or even, one of the other streaming services, it probably would tank, because nobody even. I don't. I want to know the percent. They said the percentage for millennials is like 66% that believe that, or not believe. I'm saying it wrong, but affirm that the Earth is round. But what happened to the other percentage? What happened to the 33%? It's crazy. They actually believe it. They actually do. Sincerely. Without a joke. I got 8 likes. I appreciate that. 4 people viewing that I can see, and 8 likes. I'm not mad. So somebody's coming. 5 people in here, 8 likes. Not mad. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling. More views, more life. More views, more life. But that's one thing I used to say. I was like, man, it's all about the church. The church is, warping the minds. But no, church still believes in the globular God. Most churches, believe that it's a globular Earth. It's completely round. It's completely spherical, and it's not really like a ball specifically. It's like a squished ball, kind of like a football, but not as oblique. Oblique is like, stretched. I think. Let me make sure I know what the hell I'm talking about. Oblique. Neither parallel nor at a right angle to a specified inclination. Slanting. Okay, so I was kind of right. It's slanting. So that's what oblique means. So, okay, we got it. Rick James, ladies and gentlemen, he's way too early today. He might be in the dust as he travels into the looking glass to see Skylar Saunders sings. Thank you, sir. It's 2 days in a row. You got it right. How many people do you see in your viewership? I see 3 people with 8 likes. 3 people and 8 likes. We need a hell of a lot more. I'm trying to take over the world. I'm Pinky. No, I don't want to take over the world. There's politicians that have been asked that. They said, if you were a dictator, what would be the first thing you do as a dictator? First thing I do is resign. That's a succinct, beautiful answer. That's so great. I can't remember who said that. I should know, but I can't remember. Let me see. First day. I'm looking for it right now. I knew this was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. It came up with Trump. I have 5 characters. Wow, I have 3. That's interesting. That's all right, though. Yeah, so this is serious. I mean, I should have done this at the half, but I'm going to continue with this. Would you be a contestant on a show like this? Would you be one of the people that gets to $50,000 as a family and researchers? There'd be laymen, most likely, I think. That's what I think the whole point of it is. Now I see 5 people. But, you'll be a layman, and you'll just be looking for research. You may not even have the capacity or have the memory what it takes to research, what you're actually looking for, what you're looking for in bibliography, what you're actually looking for in footnotes, what you're actually looking for in, indices. What are you looking for? What is that has to do with it? And what would you find in any books that are rational, that have some sensibility about them? Oh, Rick James. Oh, he's back on the dust. He's back on the dust. It is not rocket science. Okay, it's definitely not rocket science. It was proved over 2,500 years before rockets were even in usage. They used a hole in the ground, and then they used a stick. Simple, just very everyday objects and conditions. A ground in the ground, just a hole and a stick, and they used the shadow of the sun to predict how much it would hit on the patterns on the ground level on the earth, and they just figured it out. People like Aristotle said, the earth is flat. Excuse me, the earth is round. So you used to saying the earth is flat on here. The earth is flatter than a ruler, sir. Okay. Prove it, Rick James. Please. Please prove it. I need you to prove that it's as flatter than a ruler. Just give me proof, evidence, truth. Just give me that. I'll wait. Not gonna wait that long though. I got a show to do. But it's just very goofy, that we have to even have this discussion. You read the book, and you put R-E-D, not R-E-A-D, the book, okay? You didn't read a lot of books, apparently. No, I'm messing with you, Rick James. I'm messing with you. What book did you read? What is this book? What is this magical, mystical, majestic book? So, okay. That is, oh my God. It's like, I don't know. I think Rick James is trolling. I really do. We rotate around Polaris, not the sun. Okay? The government is trying to convince us otherwise. Again, what book are you getting this from? What information do you have? What truth do you have? What proof do you have? What evidence do you have? That's all I'm asking for. Evidence. That's all I'm asking for. Just a bit of evidence. Just a bit of truth and reality. And we'll be good after that. We'll be good. We'll be on the same level and playing field again. We'll be good. But you can't just say there's the earth is flat. Can't say it. You can say it. We have freedom of speech still. That's the beauty of our country. You can't say, oh, well, they say that the earth is flat. We gotta throw them in jail. We gotta fine them. We have to put them in house arrest. We have to do all these different measurements. No, say it. You're wrong. It's backwards. It's terrible. But you can say it. You can write it. How many essays you want to do? How many movies you want to make? How many TV shows you want to produce? Do all you can, but doesn't make it so. 100 truths that our Earth is not a globe. Okay, that's the name of the book. Okay. So is that book the author? Let me see. 100. Not a globe. And this was by William Carpenter. Never heard of William Carpenter before. There was a guy that came by the name, the pseudonym Parallax. Carpenter. Okay, William Carpenter, an English printer and author and a proponent of the flat earth theory, active in England and the United States in the 19th century. Carpenter immigrated to the United States and continued his advocacy of the flat earth movement. Huh. I'm still not getting it though. Carpenter, a printer originally from Greenwich, England, published the Theoretical Astronomy Examined and Exposed, proving the Earth not a globe, in 8 parts from 1864 under the name Common Sense. He later immigrated to Baltimore, where he published 100 Proofs of the Earth is not a globe in 1885. He argued, this is his argument, there are rivers that flow for hundreds of miles towards the level of the sea without falling more than a few feet. Notably the Nile, which is in 1,000 miles, falls but a foot. A level expanse to this extent is quite incompatible with the idea of the Earth's convexity. It is therefore a reasonable proof that Earth is not a globe. Wrong. When you see a boat, when you see a ship go towards the horizon, excuse me, you can see it slowly go away until it's completely out of sight. That's because of the curvature of the Earth. If there was no curvature of the Earth, if the Earth was flat, that ship would be seen forever. It would just keep going. You would see the entire ship. It would never go down. So he obviously didn't know what he was talking about. Let's continue. If the Earth were a globe, a small model globe would be the very best, because the truest thing for the navigator to take to sea with him. But such a thing as that is not known. With such a toy as a guide, the mariner would wreck his ship of certainty. This is a proof that Earth is not a globe. This is not proof that Earth is not a globe. Anthony C. said, what Rick James says, he was a genius. I doubt that highly. It's not even too much for the G word. He's too little facts and reason, too much stuff that's debunked to be irrational. To be rational. I'm in the place to be. I went to John Jay University. Ever since then, I went to college, gave that chick some knowledge. What is that? Is it Run? I'm not sure. Is it a Run DMC? Is that by Reverend Run? I don't even know. I disagree with you, sir, respectfully. But we're gonna have to. It's not even a disagreement. That's like disagreeing. Well, water is wet. Well, maybe it's not always wet. I mean, it's sometimes it's gaseous, and sometimes it's ice, and sometimes water's wet. That's the truth. That's a reality. That's a basic fact. Just like the Earth is ground. That's a basic fact, not to be played with. Like I said, for the lunar landings, for the drive up, for people to go off this planet, for men to go off of this planet in rocket ships, men died. Men perished in training accidents or training malfunctions. So that, I mean, just that fact alone is kind of disrespect to their memories, because you have the idea that you have the planet as something as a launching point, and then it just becomes part of the way that the space programs were designed to be. And they're planning right now to go back to the moon, and they're planning to go to Mars. In the next 50 years, I think they're going to be en route to the moon and to Mars. And what will you say with that, Rick James? What about, is Mars flat? Is the moon flat? Is the sun flat? Rick James, I ask you, sir. Is everything flat? Everything has to be flat. If the Earth is flat, what makes it so special? Just because it has life? Just because it's the only one that we've discovered to have life in the solar system? They're using the round earth theory to hide the fact that we have aliens. We will never, ever find aliens. Aliens would have to be advanced enough to find us, but I don't think that's going to happen either. I highly doubt it. I don't think that's going to happen. There may be, I'm not going to deny aliens. Aliens is something that, you know, if we're here, why not them? And this huge, it's not even huge, it's just a universal place, the universe. I mean, I wouldn't say there isn't, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if there's aliens or not because we don't have the capacity. Our rocket ships, the fastest they go is about 10,000 miles per hour. That is a paltry speed. That is not enough for us to even consider going to another Earth-like planet and seeing what it's really like. That's why we have, you know, cameras and different, you know, spacecraft that, you know, record the different, all the different celestial bodies that exist out there beyond our reach. And Rick James is using the there, and it should be THEY''RE. He put there, THERE. He puts doll hairs. He puts DOLL space HAIRS. Grammar's a little crazy, Rick James. Grammar and spelling a little crazy. A little crazy. But I appreciate you, sir. I really do. It's a special thing. It really is special. Because people actually believe it. People actually think on this and believe it's true. They think it's something that's reality. They think it's something that, you know, should be discussed. That's the real sad part about all of it. I mean, we can joke and he, and that's funny. But the sad part about it is that people really believe this is true. I'm just gonna read some. You know, some people say. Some people are saying it's a plane with a hills and valleys. It's not a spinning ball. It doesn't matter to me, regardless. It doesn't change a dang thing about my time on this earth. That's the sad thing. Who gives a F? You know, you Americans are hilarious. Isaiah 66:1. The Lord says, "Heaven is my throne and earth is my footstool." It's not an effing opinion. It's a fact. The damn thing is round. Get over it. Facts for him. It's flat star. Obviously, the world rests on the back of giant turtle. Do your research. Oh my God. Is water wet or is wet water? Okay. They're using the you're putting the THER instead of THY apostrophe. Using the round earth theory to okay. I think you should read the book, sir. I may read it. There's a chance I will read it. It will change your mind. Change your mind. I read it in college, 1968. Understood. Planet, plane, flat. And your parent, what are you doing? It's a realm. Neither. Even if it's a flat earth or sphere, it's 490 degrees angles with way. It's a sphere, just like any drop of water or bubble floating through space. Flat earth like the UN logo. Common sense over science. I don't think you can have common sense over science. Science encompasses common sense. Because all I'm trying to do is show people the way. I can lead a horse to water, but can't force them to drink it. Rick James says it's because the government thinks that the nation is not ready to know the truth that the earth is not round. Well, that would have to be all the nations around the world, and most of the nations, if not all of them, respect the fact that it's a round earth. It's not a flat earth. It's not just America. It's not just the United States government. I think there's a good percentage of other governments that would say, yeah, the earth is round. Yeah, we know. Let's get on to, the business. I mean, it's sad how people want to fight over, whether the earth is flat or not when it's clearly visibly round, and we have all these issues going on the earth, but we're not dealing with them as much. We're not dealing with Russia and Ukraine and Israel against everybody and the United States against itself. They're all working together to hide the fact. Well, you prove, like I said, I need proof. I need evidence. That's all I ask for. You don't. If this were a, police investigation, you would want every bit of evidence, against somebody that was in your family, was killed or shot down or something like that. You would want every bit of evidence and proof and DNA and all the kinds of things to show you who was the culprit behind your loved one being killed. Why do you think NATO exists? You mean NATO? Come on now. What is? I don't even remember what NATO stands for. What is NATO? What NATO is? NATO is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. That's right. Also called the North Atlantic Alliance. What evidence did you give? I missed it, Rick James. I'm stupid. I missed stuff. National Atlantic Treaty. Yeah, I got it. I just looked it up. I said National Atlantic Treaty Organization. But I need hardcore evidence. I need definite proof. I need truth. That's what I need today. That's all I need. Just give me that and we'll be on good terms. I think we already are on good terms, but you're not. It's not a blindness. It's a refusal to see, as I've said before. It's not an ignorance. It's a refusal to know. There's a big difference between that. Same thing with the Freemasonry. Oh, we have to go back to that. We're not going to go back to Freemasonry. There's only a few minutes left in the show. We're not going to go back to Freemasonry. One day we'll get to that too. Don't worry. And we'll understand it better by and by. NATO is the evidence they all work together to hide the truth. Same thing with the aliens. Well, just give me the proof. Just give me the evidence. I need evidence. I need hardcore facts and evidence. That's all I'm asking for. 9 likes, 5 viewers. Not too shabby. No dollars, but that's fine too. It's like a trade-off. It's like I get 13 views, on my MacBook, but I can respond and have my Cash App and my PayPal and my Venmo up. Then I take it to the mobile device, and it's like, you can't do any of that. But at least there's gonna be people, random people that are gonna chime in, and of course my day ones, Rick James and stuff like that. So. So it's the end of the show. I appreciate everybody that came through. All the people, the new people that came through. I appreciate you. And we will meet again some other time. And I appreciate you for coming through. Take care.